Thank you. Thank you all. Let's go. Please, like I said again, my next guest on the show, please join me to welcome Dr. Sinead Murphy on the show, please. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
How are
nice
you?
to meet you.
Good to see you. Thank you very much. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, please. Thank you. One more time, please.
Hi there.
Thank
How are
you.
you?
I'm good, thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. Hello, Sinead.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, Sinead. Sinead, can you talk us through some of the great work you've been doing? I know your job is not easy job, but I want to say thank you for coming in here
You're very
today.
welcome. Glad
So
to
can
be
you
here.
talk us about the whole process of your whole job?
Yeah, well, what I do is I'm a paediatrician and I'm based in a children's hospital in Dublin called Temple Street. And part of what I do is run a clinic to do with childhood obesity. So children who suffer with extreme overweight will be most of the children who come to our clinic. So it's a team-based clinic, and the children come along and get assessed, and then we try to help them and their families through this really difficult journey that they find themselves in.
Very true, very true. For what we gathered from our research, we found that 2 years, say around the age of 2, would be most of the obese issue that is currently being a big problem right now. Why is that an issue right now?
Well, 2 would be young, but we have children in our clinic that will be as young as 2, and they would be really worrying because we think that children who become obese or overweight really young that's more serious disease. So that would really worry us. And we would see children up to any age, a lot of teenagers, a lot of children of any age who can suffer with this overweight or obesity. And I think it's complex. And I think one thing that we do really like people to try and understand is that it's unlikely to be, we used to always think it's because people ate too much and did too little. And it's not really that simple, because I don't think there's anybody out there, there's certainly no child out there, I'm pretty sure there's no adult out there either, who suffers with overweight, who wants to be in that situation. They really don't want to be there. If it were as simple as eating a little bit less and doing a little bit more, they'd do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it doesn't happen. So I think it's much more complex. It's probably got to do with behavior and hunger, and these children feel more hungry. And then the really big thing is the environment that we live in.
Sure.
So we call this the obesogenic environment. So, we all see, if you go to pay for your petrol, for example, there's 2 bars of chocolate for $1.50. Difficult to resist, and the bars are getting bigger and all of this. So, and then we have all the processed food, which for parents of children is easy because we're all really busy, we're all rushing around trying to do things, and there's all this processed food which is easy to give children. It's not that expensive to give children. They really like it because it's full of sugar, it's full of salt, it's addictive. So the chicken nugget type of thing, fish fingers, all of this, but at the same time, unfortunately for the children, only eating a small amount of that, or what seems like the right amount of that, is actually unhealthy for them and really predisposes them to obesity and turns on this tap nearly of wanting to eat more and more and more and never feeling full, which is a horrible feeling. We all know what it's like to be hungry and starving.
That is true.
And these children probably feel like that a lot of the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
So what are the health risks associated with this obesity? What are the health risks in this?
Well, I think in children, the big deal is that unfortunately, if the child is an obese child, there's a very big risk that they're going to turn into an obese or overweight adult. But already in the children in the clinic that we have in Temple Street, so children as young as 9, 10 have high cholesterol.
Wow.
Yeah, they have high insulin, which means they're on a pathway to developing type 2 diabetes, which is a really scary illness that they're going to have.
That is really true.
Yeah, they're going to have fat around their liver, so fatty liver disease. A lot of them will have joint problems, so they often will be referred to our service from the orthopedic service because they turn up because they've difficulty walking, they've difficulty back pain, knee pain, this kind of thing.
A lot of different things keep occurring.
Yeah, and this occurs probably because of their overweight. So that's already in children, and then they go on to become obese adults, and they have all these problems magnified. Some cancers are more common in people with obesity. They lose a lot of time for work. And then one of the issues that probably we don't address often enough, or that we really need to appreciate, is the fact that these children are suffering from bullying and suffering from psychological damage Because people are mean to them. People are not nice to them because they suffer with overweight, which is really outside of their control.
And what would parents be able to kind of do to kind of help this situation? Because from my point of view would be parents partly play some of this role, and I think this should be part of this role to be able to kind of help get these kids from that situation, because they grow with that kind of culture with them, and when they get to a certain stage, it's difficult to actually tell them to stop.
Yeah.
So what would be some kind of your advice for parents, or what can they do?
Okay, well, I think the first thing to say is that parents play a really big role in all their children's lives, but they are not responsible for this, because no parent would do this to their child.
Very true. I agree.
So I think that's important. I think what parents do, where parents can play a role, is from the very beginning. We know that if we can prevent childhood obesity, we're on to a winner. So to educate children around healthy eating, so that they have 3 meals and maybe 2 small snacks, that the sizes of the meals are me-sized.
Good.
So that the children don't eat a child shouldn't be eating the same as its mom or dad.
Okay, right. We'll have to come back to the education side, because that's the key. And I don't think some kids at home would like to want to get their meals small, but we'll talk about it. We'll be right back after this. We'll be right back. Thank you.